Okay, so we can start. Thank you everybody for taking the time to join us in the announcement that we at Emaldo have been looking forward to for several months. At Emaldo, we've been working extremely hard over the last 2 years to support our customers in Sweden, Denmark, Finland. And we're really proud to announce that we will now be joining the Czech Republic and the Netherlands as part of the countries where we're going to be offering our services. Now, originally, Emaldo has been focusing on the residential market. We've been offering both our Power Core and Power Store to over 10,000 customers in these countries. Every single day, we've been getting inquiries from companies looking to invest in battery storage. And today is the day where we can officially announce that Emaldo has now launched a commercial and industrial range into our European countries. As part of this journey, we've been looking at who are the best manufacturers of hardware when it comes to commercial and industrial batteries. A lot of you have walked around here today, seen many battery providers, and by and large, they all look the same, but they're not. A lot of things that we need to look at is actually, what is the technology that is being used in these batteries? Who produces them? And actually, more importantly, what are you able to do with these batteries? Every company that invests in battery storage is looking for a return on investment. That is the number one reason why companies are investing in battery storage. Now, what we at Emaldo have done is, instead of reinventing the wheel and producing our own storage solution, we have looked for what we believe is the number one provider of commercial and industrial batteries. And I'm really proud to announce that Emaldo has agreed a strategic partnership with Zoe in terms of now offering these storage solutions to all of our customers. Now, that's only the beginning, because as we go through this presentation, what I will show you today is that as Emaldo, in partnership with Zoe, we're going to be able to offer a one-of-a-kind solution to allow our customers to benefit from installing storage solutions. Now, why Zoe? When you look at battery manufacturers, the number one thing that people are looking for is quality. A battery needs to last a long time, and reliability is extremely important. Zoe are a tier 1 manufacturer, and that is sort of the independent verification of quality. And this is absolutely something that we really care about. Now, what does Zoe actually offer? At the moment, we have a full range of storage solutions, which ranges from relatively small batteries, which are standing here, all the way up to container sizes. Now, these batteries are being invested in by companies to solve a problem. And one of the problems that we find is that if we take Czech Republic, where we are today, as an example, we found that the adoption of battery storage, but also fast electric chargers, is lagging behind Northern Europe. Now, why is that? One of the main reasons seems to be that actually getting grid connections can sometimes be a bit more of a challenge. Zoe, as part of their portfolio, has a battery storage solution here today that allows you to install a fast charge electric car, so you can really fast charge your electric car without requiring a large grid connection. You're able to install a 180 kilowatt discharging electric fast charger with only requiring a very small grid connection. Now, what that does is that now small businesses or petrol stations are able to invest in storage combined with fast charging, which is really innovative. Now, that's a small part of what we're going to talk about today. Now, why is a partnership important for us? All of our customers really care about several things. And one of the things they care about is that there is local representation. Buying a battery is a long-term commitment. And you want to know that if you buy a storage solution and you have a question or you need support, you can speak to somebody in your local language. And I'm really proud to say that every single country where Emaldo and Zoe are present, we will have a local presence with local speaking technicians. And we will go as far as actually supporting our customers with on-site commissioning. So if you buy one of our storage solutions, we will join you on-site and actually help you with the installation. And that's really unique. Not many companies do this. Now, another thing that's really important is that we have a training hub. We will, at our cost, fly technicians in to our hub in Sweden. We will put people up for the night, and we will on-site provide training on both the hardware and the commissioning. Again, this is something that's unique, and we believe that that creates the trust between our partners and ourselves. Now, why is battery storage actually really important? As we know, in Czech Republic, in Sweden, Denmark, Finland, we are transitioning to a greener grid. We have committed to net zero by 2050, but to be able to achieve that, battery storage has to be a part of that journey. Having solar and renewable energy requires battery storage to be able to ensure that at times when these sometimes less predictable energy sources are generating power, we're able to store this and discharge it back to the grid when there's high demand. Now, probably one of the most important things for a company investing in battery storage is gonna be the return on investment. What do I actually earn when I invest in battery storage? And we're really happy to announce that actually Emaldo, in partnership with CheckWatt, is gonna be able to offer our customers a guaranteed return on investment. Now, that's one of a kind, and I cannot stress enough how important that is to encourage our customers to invest in battery storage. So actually, what does that look like? Now imagine that you're looking to invest in a battery. Typically these batteries can be used both to create benefits behind the meter. Now, what it does is it can charge the battery when energy is cheap and use that energy when energy is expensive. You can also charge the battery from excess solar that might be generated on the property. And that is one way to generate revenue. However, what we can also do is connect these batteries to our virtual power plant. Now, in partnership with CheckWatt, currently Emaldo operates one of the largest VPPs in Europe, and we are the market leader in Scandinavia. We're going to be rolling out this VPP to more countries, with Czech Republic and the Netherlands following soon. What that means is that customers can choose how they would like to get paid when they invest in battery storage. They can choose a market agreement, which means that a customer will get the benefit depending on what the market price is at the time. Or what we can do is we can offer a customer the benefit of having a tolling agreement, where we give customers a guaranteed return on investment for a period of 3 years. Now, in addition to that, we also have a floor agreement, where we're able to give customers the benefit of having a fixed guarantee and a split on the upside. I will explain this in more detail now. With a market agreement, essentially the market goes up and it goes down. It is less predictable, but also the way that customers are able to generate typically the most amount of revenue. When investing in battery storage, having a market agreement, historically that's been extremely profitable. And I will shortly show you how profitable this has actually been. The floor agreement means that customers will get a fixed amount every single month. But in addition to that, if we generate revenue above this minimum amount, we will have a 50-50 split with our customers. That means that a customer has the benefit of a guaranteed return, but in addition to that, actually also benefit from any upside that we're able to generate. And lastly, we have a tolling agreement. This is for customers that are looking for maximum amount of guarantee. This is a higher amount, but essentially that means that every single month the customer will get a guaranteed amount every single month. Something else to take into account is that the costs that a customer incurs by having a battery installation installed will be covered by Emaldo. So if we are offering balancing services and we are charging and discharging the battery, any costs that are incurred, whether that being the cost of the energy or whether that being the cost of any peak tariff charges, which are relevant in some of our markets, actually Emaldo is going to cover these costs. So it's a net benefit to the customer. We've created a calculator for customers to be able to calculate what their return would have been looking back for the last 2 years. This calculator will be made available publicly on our website and will also be available by our partners. Now, what you're able to do in this calculator is select the region where the battery will operate. In this example, we've used Sweden. You're able to select the product that you're looking to install. Our most common product is the Z-Box C, which is actually standing here today. And then I will show you the guaranteed return, which is the tolling price, or the floor price agreement that we can offer in your region. To give you an example, in this instance, the tolling agreement would be 90,000 euros per year as a guaranteed income for that customer. Now, what does that mean? That means that a customer has a 100% guarantee of what they will get every single month for a period of 3 years. This is unique. There's many companies selling batteries, but essentially we do a lot more. We're essentially offering energy as a service. This makes it much easier for companies to make the decision to invest in battery storage, because this means that with this guaranteed return, they're able to actually get a loan, for example, because they know that the income will be there. Now, how has this been calculated? What we've done is we've actually looked and we used the Clean Horizon Index. Many of you might already be aware of this, but what this does is it shows what the industry is able to generate by installing battery storage. Now, what we've actually done for the purposes of this calculator, we've taken it down by 30% because we didn't want to be too positive. Now, so essentially we've taken the numbers, what we're able to achieve, we've reduced it by 30%, and even by doing that, a customer which would have invested in one of our Zoe Z-Box Cs, which has an output of 105 kilowatts, So bear in mind, that is a lot, but you know, it's not huge. They would have been able to generate, over the last 24 months, a return of 48,000 euros. Would they have chosen the market price, which goes up and down, as illustrated by this graph? You will see that actually towards the beginning of last year, there were some high peaks. Or a customer could have chosen a floor price agreement, which would have generated, just for that instance, 33,000 euros. Or our tolling agreement, which is our fixed price agreement, would have generated 17,300 euros. Now, what this illustrates is that by investing in battery storage, actually customers are able to achieve a return on investment. If we were to look back for the last 2 years, the return on investment would have been within that period. There has never been a better time to invest in battery storage. But what we find is that actually a lot of customers hesitate because it seems quite complex. Now, complexity is not good, and it doesn't need to be complex. So what we have done is to make sure that by combining Emaldo, Checkwatt, and Zoe all in one package, a customer essentially gets an all-in-one solution. What this means is that customers know what they're buying, they know what they're going to get in return, and this will make it much easier to make the decision to actually invest in battery storage. This all-in-one solution, as I mentioned, we will take care of the whole process. That's why we have so many people here today to support you. Now, if you are interested in learning more about this all-in-one solution, I would encourage people watching this on the video to reach out to one of our account managers. The people that are here today to speak to our representatives that are here for you at the moment. And actually, we're really excited in the journey that we're on. Now, something that I want to highlight is that the tolling and floor price agreements are right now available in Sweden, in Denmark, and in Finland, and will shortly also be offered in Czech Republic and in the Netherlands. Now, as part of this commitment, we've already started to actively promote this proposition in the Danish market. And actually, Denmark has been a really good market for us. And what I would like to do is I would actually like to invite Philip, if it's okay with you, to join me. Because both Philip and I, we've been working together now for 2 years. And Philip has been our key partner in the Danish market. And Philip, thank you very much for joining me today. Philip was one of the first partners that joined us, went through the training, and is already actively selling and promoting our products currently in Denmark. Now, for us, the relationship with our partners is key. We can only be successful if our partners are successful. And Philip, one of the reasons why we are successful in Denmark is because of you. Now, as part of that, we actually make a commitment to Philip that moving forward, Fairpris will be one of our strategic partners in Denmark, actually our key strategic partner. And we would like to take a moment to just formalize that in front of you all. Raise a glass of champagne. Thank you so much. Give us a second. We're going to have to write this. I will do it first. There you go. Perfect. Philip, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your hard work. And what I would like to do is just raise a glass. Does everybody have one? So there you go.